of this debate. Each has served the United States, but in different ways. Joining me now, an Iraqi Muslim who goes by the codename Johnny Walker. He worked as American sniper Chris Kyle's interpreter during the Iraq War, and he supports the travel ban and restrictions. We also have with us Afghanistan veteran and former U.S. Army intelligence analyst and language instructor Asal Ravadi, an Iranian American who opposes the ban. Thanks to both of you for being here. Johnny, let me start with you. Why do you support President Trump's travel ban?
Because I want to support my family. I want to support my kids. I want to support my own people, the Muslim people too, live in the United States. I want them to feel safe. And when the kids, they go to the school, no one threatens them. I don't want to have that feeling back to me when I'm in Iraq. I have my AK underneath my head, ready to kill people, and I don't think so. This is a good feeling to have it again.
So, Johnny, let me just ask you, one of the big debates is that the vetting needs to be better. Obviously, you were vetted. How thorough was the process?
The process can take a long time, but you know what? It's worth it because you're coming to the United States, the best country in the world. So the time and the process, I wait for 4 years, 5 years, to move to the United States. I lost half of my tribe, half of my family, my brother. But you know what? My journey is worth it. My kids, they will thank me and all the generation for what I did.
Asal, let me turn to you. Tell me why you oppose President Trump's travel ban and restrictions.
Jake, as an immigrant and as an Iranian immigrant, having to come to this country, having to serve my new country, and the only one that I know, I must tell you that I truly believe in a proper vetting process. I believe the ban or the executive order was not based on a thorough vetted intelligence gathering, but instead it was a symbolic gesture to make a political point, to maintain a campaign rhetoric. And coming from a military intelligence background, it is not logical to base your safety based on a ban or an executive order without bringing all the pieces of the puzzle into play. Not to mention the fact that individuals who have contributed to putting this executive order together are clearly not familiar with the demographics that are affected and impacted on a daily basis. And in my America, the America that I know, you do not come into a safe haven and shut the door behind you, Mr. Johnny Walker, and tell everyone else that I came in, I'm safe now, no one else can come in.
Johnny, go ahead and respond.
For her or for
No, she just said, well, the idea of you got in to the United States safely from Iraq, and she is saying that you got in safely and shut the door behind you. Obviously, there are a lot of people who were in your boat, Iraqi interpreters who helped the U.S. Army, helped the U.S. Armed Forces, and they want to get in. Right now, they're on hold for several months. Are you getting in and shutting the door behind you?
What you said? They hold for several months?
For the 7 countries, including Iraq, there are several months that they can't come into this country. Yeah.
So they hold, right? So what is the issue? If Donald Trump, he wanna clean Obama trash and chaos and mistake, and he wanna make our guest feel safe in her house, just wait few months. Where's the problem? I mean, everyone care about United States. He should agree with the Trump. How about no one care? Hold on. How about you will answer me, but I have 2 questions for you. One question: why you do not say anything in 2013 when President Obama at that time banned the Iraqi refugee Muslim program for 6 months because especially there is 2 Qaeda members. They came to Green, Kentucky. And another question, if you can guarantee all the refugees, they can come to the United States, 100%, they are innocent, I will go with you and I will support your opinion.
Just a quick fact check. I think the Iraqi slowdown in 2011 wasn't a complete ban, but it was a significant slowdown indeed after two Iraqi immigrants were thought to have been engaged in terrorism and IEDs. But that is the question.
So the question for her.
Yeah.
What is the question, Mr. Walker?
The question is, he wants to know, can you guarantee 100% that anybody that comes in this country will not do?
Just like we couldn't guarantee when he came into this country whether or not that he was going to be another element. Just like I was not going to be one who was going to be guaranteed safety or it was going to bring safety to this country. This country has had almost 8,000 non-citizens join its military on a yearly basis. We have had Afghan and Iraqi citizens who have put their lives and their families' lives at risk so they can support the mission of the American Armed Forces. There is no guarantee. That is why we have a process. This process has been quite successful, and the 7 countries that are banned are not. We cannot. There is no one. There's never been statistically shown that there have demonstrated a threat to the United States. But the 3 countries that have demonstrated a threat, and they are not part of the 7 countries that are banned. And what I have an issue with, Mr. Walker, is that majority of the individuals that are participating in this dialogue. I allowed you to speak. Allow me to finish. What I have a fundamental issue with that we are politicizing. There are 2 issues in this country that cannot be politicized. 1, veterans issues. 2, national security issues. We cannot bring politics into this. We can't go back and forth between President Trump and former President Obama. What we can talk about is start a dialogue and create clarity for the American people. So no one like me who has faced persecution in my old country, in my home country where I was born, has to ever feel a threat in their new home country, which is the United States of America. And in this America, we should not feel threat or persecution or feel that we will not be able to enter back into our own country after we leave.
Asal and Johnny. That's all the time we have. I'm sorry, Johnny. That's all the time we have. But there's one thing I do want to say, which is the United States owes both of you a great debt of gratitude for your work on behalf of the United States. And I'm really glad you're both here. So on that, I hope all 3 of us can agree. Thanks for joining us today. I really